Hi, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. How are you? How is everything? I am back. Hi, Fabulous Plus. Good evening for joining. Thank you for joining. How are you? Good evening for joining. Really? Thank you for joining. Sorry. Yeah. How are you? How is it going? Hey, Laulu. How are you, sis? Hey, yams. See the beauty of internet, the beauty of technology. I was just speaking with the MSC and now she's online with me. Hey, Brashego, good evening, sir. Happy weekend. How is the family? Thank you all for joining. Good evening. I'm just trying to ping the conversation tonight. I decided to join just a few minutes earlier than I would do normally. You know, it starts at 7:30, so I'm sure my guests will be in soon. So yeah, how are you doing? I hope everyone is well. I hope you've had a lovely week. I have had a good week. I have had a very lovely week actually. And then I have traveled today and I've come back. As you can see, I still came back on time just before the conversation. So yeah, so you know that we've been trying to escape the lockdown. So anyway, I traveled very far today, very far, and I loved it. I loved it. If you want to find out what I came back with, let's catch up after this conversation. How are you all doing? Please let me know in the comment section. Let your friends and family know we are now live. Hey Funke, hi Tosin, good evening. Thank you for joining. I hope we are all well. Thank you. I'm just trying to ping the conversation on the screen, and you will have my full attention. Yes, so my guest should be in soon. I thought, yeah, it would be good to have, have just joined, just start a bit earlier tonight and then get the house in order before we start. Yeah, so how are we all doing? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you. Yes, so I can use this time very quickly to tell you about my day. I said, I don't know if any of you have seen the post I shared earlier today. So I said that I woke up this morning and I remembered that, oh gosh, we were meant to be traveling today for half term, of course. But of course, as you all know, we are on lockdown. We can't go anywhere. So I said, right, I can still travel some way, somehow. And all I did was to chill in my living room and just let my imagination just go wild, like as in go wherever. So I went to Hong Kong, I went to Singapore, I went to Dubai, I went to Maldives, I went to Bora Bora. So like you just think about those places, right? For those who have been there before. Well, I can't say that I have been everywhere, but at least today I have been everywhere. Even though I wasn't there physically, I was there in my mind. So yeah, it was good. I really loved it. I was saying to myself, I said, okay, this thing about being on lockdown, it actually dawned on me that we have been at home for a whole year. I mean, like, yes, it is funny, right? Honestly, you guys should try it. Mind travel, see, you got it right there. Mind travel, it is the best. If you are like me and you're at that place right now where you feel like, okay, I think I just want to go somewhere right now. I just want to be somewhere, I just want to be somewhere. Then just take yourself into your guest room. So Oh, by the way, I've got the best guest room ever. So if you want to come round after all this whole lockdown, come and be a guest in my guest room. Best place. So yeah, my guest is here. Best place to travel. It works like magic. So yeah, so I just traveled everywhere. I loved it. I had very lovely breakfast. I had lunch. I couldn't have dinner. Hey, Ronke. Good
Hello,
evening.
good evening.
How are you?
I'm very, I was enjoying your conversation about your guest room. Carry
Are
on.
you serious? Well, do you know, I've been telling everyone because I said earlier, you saw the post yourself and you reminded me, you said, please don't be late for our conversation
Yeah.
tonight. And I had to leave, you know. So it was a lovely mind travel. BMC, thank you for giving me that word because I think you've just given me the exact word for it because I was using my imagination. Lovely mind travel. I went all around the world. I mean, the best places you can imagine. I had the best breakfast, the best lunch. I couldn't wait to have dinner because, of course, I had to be here tonight. So you can imagine. But I am here tonight. I am excited. I think I have rested. So I feel like I am so energized for this conversation. I'm bringing in my A game this night because I know I have. This lady I've got in front of me tonight is no, she doesn't joke at all. Like I haven't even heard half of our story. So but yeah, so thank you so much. Everyone that are with us tonight, I hope you enjoyed my story about my mind travel. I hope you enjoy that. So I think I'll be doing it maybe a bit more of that every now and then now. I mean, until we are able to actually physically go somewhere. So it was really good. Yeah, it was really good. So how are you? How are you, Ronke? Welcome. How are you
Thank you
doing?
very much. Thank you very much. I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. I'm looking forward to this conversation. I'm
Excellent.
joining you by phone, but I'm trying to see if I can join you on my computer. So you've just shown live on my computer now, so I can join you properly. But I'm here.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That's fine. I hope it wouldn't affect your sound though, because if you have two devices up, you might be getting some feedbacks and all, but just try it. Let's see.
Okay.
Um, yeah. So while Ronke sorts out our laptop to see if she can get joined on the laptop. So I'll just continue with something. I'll tell you just a little bit about what happened to me this week, just before I mean, I just felt like I was living the best of my life. It snowed, like really snow, like as in, I mean, yes, I have seen snow before. Yeah, before you ask me that, I have seen. But most times it's usually you go to bed, you wake up in the morning, and then there it is. It has snowed overnight, right? But this time around, oh my word. Yes, oh my word. It was snowing like we were in Canada. So I spent a lot of, well, not a lot of time because I was working. So I couldn't even. So all the videos that I posted online during the week were videos I took in between meetings. So for those that know me, I'm always in back to back. And so for me to even get that 5 minutes out of the house, go out in the snow, do some videos, just record some videos, just play. I just felt like a child, you know. I felt younger. I am. Please don't welcome me back to reality because I'm still in my imaginary world right now, Lalu. Please don't welcome me back to my reality. I think I love where I am right now. I just love it. I want to stay there. So you see all the experience that I took from Bora Bora, Maldives, you know, these places this morning. I want you to stay with me throughout tonight. Yeah. So yes. So um don't worry, anything from duty free. Did you not hear about the news on duty free that for lockdown they closed that area? Do you know? And that's the benefit of mind travel. You see, another benefit is that you don't even get to go through all duty free and all of that. And guess what? You don't even have to fly economy. As in, I flew first class. Do you want to try that? First class, I flew. I did not fly economy. I did not fly business class. I did not fly premium economy. First class, first class, I flew. So imagine that's the thing. Is like for me, it would have cost you a lot more. I mean, it cost even me a lot more to do that physically, but having to do it in my mind, in my imagination, it was fantastic, and I love it. So yes, Yemisi, please tell Lalu we know, yes, there's no duty free at this time. I am not. So Ronke is back up. I'm sure hopefully she's able to join on our laptop. And shout out to my nieces. I've got my niece Toasty and Damilola on the show tonight. Thank you girls for joining, and I love it. So all right, yes, so I can hear myself. Tell Lalu we know, yes, there's no duty free at this time. I am not. So that I'm sure. So hopefully she's able to join that I can hear from. Can you lower the volume on that? Shout out to my nieces. I've got my niece, Toasty and Damilola. This is weird. I'm looking at Ronke like this. So, all right, so I can hear myself. So, Ronke, that's it. Hello?
Okay.
That's it. Yes, that's it. I was thinking, what happened here? What's going on? But yeah, so that's good. So were you able to get it on your laptop then?
I was able to join on my laptop, but I couldn't send a request to be in the live.
Yeah, okay. Can you even go live on your laptop? I didn't know you could do that.
It looks like I can't, so that's why I had to come back here. And I'm good here. It's fine.
This is good. Anyway, this is good. So yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay, so MC says please stick with one device. Yes, okay, because it helps, to just keep it this way.
Yes, I'm sticking with one device.
Good evening, everyone. I have to say, this is already feeling like a very great conversation. Like, I mean, imagine I am starting with my mind travel that I had today, which is fantastic. So I have got this lady with us tonight. Thank you. First of all, Ronke, let me just say thank you so much for blessing us, for agreeing to be part of this tonight. You know, I know that there is a lot of information out there. You know, sometimes people will say when you post a flyer on a particular topic, you hear things like, oh, everyone is talking about this. Oh, some people will even tell you that, oh, you want to discuss health. Yeah, I know a lot about health. There's nothing else for me to learn about it. But I am of that school of thought that says that you learn, no information is a waste. You know, no knowledge is a waste. So whatever it is that you might think that you know already, do you understand? You just need to hear from another person. I always say that the way someone else will say it might mean something absolutely different to you. So which is why you can't just say that, oh, I know all about this. So, I mean, we're talking about investment tonight. And investment is quite a very, 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 very massive topic, you know. And I think it's one of those ones that when people hear about it, they're thinking, oh, gosh, I don't want to talk about it, especially if you're not in that space where you can say, I'm ready to invest. So, but I will let us go into that. But before we do that, Ronke, I would like to, I always say that I try to introduce people, but not every time, because I am aware that I cannot tell people who you are the way you want to tell yourself, the way you want to talk about yourself, you know, what you do, what your qualifications are, what your experiences are. I don't like reading bio, you know. I mean, I posted your bio on my post when I shared the flyer, which was very good. So thank you so much for that. Because I feel like a lot of times people will say, well, let's introduce this person. But I just feel, why do I need to read it? If you want to introduce me, let me just tell you what I do. Let me tell you what I'm about. So in your own words, please, can you tell us a bit about yourself, please?
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I'm a chartered accountant with the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants, and I'm also a management consultant. Sounds like a big thing. So simply, I work with a big four. Those are the big organizations that provide financial and project solutions to banks and to a lot of big companies. So the KPMGs, the PwCs, and Deloitte of this world. I currently work with one of them. I started my career in a big four, KPMG. I've worked in 3 of them. So I'm really a bond consultant. That's what I do on a day-to-day. And I've done that for about 17 years now. I have a master's in economics. So I am a numbers person, even though I started my career in my education in sciences, but I've gone on to do a master's in economics. I'm an accountant. I churn and play with numbers on a day-to-day.
Wow.
So I provide solution in the financial space in the company where I work. So my clients are usually banks. And when they are not banks, they are organizations who need help in things like cost transformation and managing their cost and reducing their cost. And it's a skill that I have applied to big organizations with a lot of money. And I've also applied in places where the organizations are small. So cost reduction, managing your money, reducing your money, creating wealth is my core skill, is my core area of experience. I've always been a numbers girl, right? For over 17 years now. Excel is my playground. And I'm somebody that believes that numbers don't lie. I mean, I'm an accountant. We can make numbers lie.
Of course.
But most of the time, numbers don't lie. I'm a mom to 2 girls, a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old going on 16. I'm married to 1 man, and I live in Essex. I'm a published author, so when I'm not playing with numbers, I'm writing fiction stories. I've got a book that's published on Amazon, The Lost Khaki Girls, which you can buy on Amazon, on Kindle, Google Books, Playbook, Apple Store, and all of that. So you can get my fiction book to read. So I read in my spare time, and I play with numbers on a 9 to 5 basis. Now, what led me to start the Bulletproof Life journey was that initially I was invited out to a lot of events to talk about money. Because my friends realized that this is what I like to talk about. If I corner you, I'm talking about how to save money, how I save money, how I did something that saved me money. So I'm a known frugalista amongst my friends. It doesn't mean I'm stingy. It just means that I'm very good at getting value for my money. So I started getting invited out to speak at events to talk about being a minimalist, being a frugalist, how I save, how I budget. And the more I did it, the more I realized that our people work very hard. And when I say our people, I mean people in their 30s, people in their 40s, professionals, either black or minorities or white. We work very hard.
Sorry,
but we don't always...
the title of the book again is... You said the title of your book is it Kinky something? You said Kinky.
Is The Lost Khaki Girls. So I'm putting it in the comments now.
Fantastic. I was just going to do that, but yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, it's The Lost Khaki Girls by Ronke, and you can find it on Amazon. Okay. If you type it into Amazon, you'll find it to buy. If you want a signed copy, I can sign a copy for you. It's the same price from my collection. So I have a collection I sell in house. If you prefer a signed copy, then reach out to me. But if you don't mind it not being signed, then you can buy it directly from Amazon. Yes. So that's who I am in a nutshell. I'm a numbers person. I'm keen to help other people like me get on top of their finances, come out of debt, save, budget, invest, and create wealth.
Oh, wow. That is very, very, very good. You know, the thing is that I just love what you've said. I didn't even know that you're a published author, you know? Like, I mean, guys, you need to follow Ronke. I mean, this is not even just trying to say that everyone should follow her or anything, but you need to just go on her page when we're done with this conversation. Follow her, see what she's done there. She's very good. She posts amazing stuff. And they are funny posts as well. Like someone is telling you about how to manage your money, and they're making some very comical comments, you know, things that you watch and you just laugh like, oh my God, you know, very funny. But you know, it's I think that this is what we say about, we have people around us, you don't necessarily know what they carry within them. You have helped big organizations, right, to manage money. You are helping them, and at the same time helping smaller organizations. So for me, I don't think I think it's a no-brainer actually, that you can actually help individuals as well manage their money. So when we look at, we titled this conversation Investing, How to Start Small. So I know that the word investment is something that everyone is conversant with. We all know what it means, and yes, what you have to do. However, the only other thing that comes with investment is that as soon as you say investment, the first thing that it triggers in everyone's brain is more of, oh, I need to have a lot of money to invest. You know, so people don't even think of, oh, what are the different investment options? So we're not going to go there yet, right? But in terms of, oh, investment, I need to have a lot of money. So in your own word, because I know that you make this thing very relatable, and that's what I've been following you for a while now. I've been watching your YouTube videos as well. You make it very relatable. They're not too long videos, very short videos. So that's what I like. So in your own words, what is investment? What definition can you give us that investment is?
Okay. Investing is anything that requires you to make a financial contribution where you expect return. An investment is anything you put your money to from which you expect a return, from which you expect your money to grow. So if you put 20 pounds to anything and you expect to get 25 pounds back over a period, after a period of time, that is an investment. I have chosen this particular definition because I want you to know that your designer bag is not an investment. I'm here to trigger you. I will trigger you. Bibby will tell you I like to trigger people.
Please, the triggering you've been doing it's just been causing some sort of, you know. So please, just be gentle on us tonight.
So that's the first thing. That's the definition of investment that I want you to hold on to from now on, so that when people invite you to make an investment and they invite you to buy something as an investment, put it through the test of returns. If it's not going to give you any returns, it's not an investment.
Oh, wow. Fantastic. So the test of returns, that is very good. Very, very good. I like that. See, so guys, I really want us to engage here. MC, thank you so much. Anything that requires you to make a financial contribution where you get a financial return. That is the definition you've given us as what investment is. And you said, you know, if there is anything they are calling you to, you need to put it to a test of return. Am I going to get anything out of this? And, you know, it's so interesting that you went to your designer bag is not an investment, right? But what happens to when you say to yourself, or someone actually says to you that, oh, you know, this bag costs £1,000 and it's a designer bag. You can carry it for 10 years. So that means you're saving money from having to buy bags like every 6 months or every 8 months. Is that not some sort of like, I know you will say that there's no returns in that, but I mean, like having to spend £1,000 just once for like 10 years. What do you say to that? Is that not some sort of investment?
It's not. It's not an investment. It's a quality purchase. And if you watch my YouTube videos, I always say to people, make quality purchases. I buy only leather bags. That £1,000 bag you talked about, I own one of them. I'll be a hypocrite to tell you I don't buy those bags. But you see, you need to understand that they are quality purchases. Your expensive winter coat is a quality purchase. And the moment you understand the difference between a quality purchase and an investment, then you know that when you are going shopping, you need to buy a very good quality winter coat that costs £300, but you don't need to buy the Balenciaga one that costs £2,500.
Okay, so make quality purchases. Honestly, you're shaking some tables tonight, and I'm seeing some of my friends just laughing their heads away there, because there is someone on this call that is exactly like you are. You know, it would just be like, so MC says these definitions are triggering, bring it on. Yes, you see, honestly, the way she triggers you, your mind, everything will just get in line, you know. So okay, so that's fine. So you've said to us to make quality purchases. Anything that doesn't give you a return isn't an investment.
No.
Right? So an investment is something that gives you a return.
You expect a return.
That you expect a return. So which means you've qualified that, which means it might not give you a return, but at least you expect a return to come from that.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now going on to investments, right? There are different options out there.
Yes.
Can you just give us a few? Because I know that we can't cover all of the options, you know?
Okay.
So just a few, and bearing in mind that we are saying that how to start small. So a few that people can actually start small going into.
Okay. So interestingly, the video I'm bringing out on my channel on Monday is talking about the 5 types of investments you need to be making. So, and I'm actually going to mention a number of them now so that you can watch the video for further explanations. The first kind of investment you should be making are paper investments. These are things like shares, investing in shares, investing in mutual funds. These are paper investments that you can make. The second type of investment is commodities, gold. This is the one my sisters like.
If I buy gold,
if you buy gold, you are making an investment because gold holds its value. Gold holds its value well. It's tradable anywhere in the world. You carry your gold, and when I'm talking about gold, it's not just jewelry; it's also bullion bars. Because
why do you have to do? Why do you have to say that?
So gold jewelry is a valid investment. That's what our mothers used to buy with their money, and it holds its value well. I always tell my friends, stop buying designer costume jewelry. Chanel costume jewelry is still costume jewelry.
True.
So instead of buying designer costume jewelry, buy gold. Wear your gold boldly. Gold, silver, and precious metals are commodities you can invest in, either by buying the actual product or by investing in it through gold traders, bullion traders.
Wow.
Yes, commodities that you can buy even on the stock exchange where your money is invested in gold. So the second kind of thing you can invest in, apart from paper investment, is gold. The third thing to invest in is real estate. Property, land, and houses. They are a valid form of investment. You can buy houses, which you can rent out. You can buy commercial properties, which you can rent out. You can invest in property through your pension, which means that all the money you make on that property is not open to tax. So recently, the UK government has said, you know, if you're a landlord, you're paying more tax, you're jumping through more hoops. But if you buy your property through your pension, everything that property makes goes into that pension account, and there is no tax on it.
So that means if you were to buy a property through like a SIP account.
Exactly. So if you buy a property through a SIP account, all the income from that property goes back into the SIP, and nobody's going to tax you for it at the time that it goes into.
Let's start contributing into SIP, you know. Make sure.
The only thing with that is that, of course, you can't take the money out until your pension age, until you're 55. Something a lot of people don't like. But those are three things that you can put your money to. Paper investment, gold, and real estate are three things that you should or could put your money
into.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you so much for sharing that. So remember, you've said that this is how we start small. How do you start small? To start with, when you say gold, for instance, a lot of people will think that, to buy gold, you need quite a lot of money. I mean, like, gold doesn't come cheap like that.
No.
And now when you say gold, because gold is one thing I am interested in. I grew up in my house with mom being involved with gold and all of that stuff. Yes. So all of my jewelry are gold, you know. So are we talking about like something like this that could be maybe 500 pounds, or like, you know, those heavy ones, like they're so heavy when they carry it, you can't wear it. What type of gold is that?
So I'm talking about gold in the form of bullion. So there are bullion dealers. Because the reason why your earrings are costing 400 pounds is because you are buying them from a brand. If they put it on a scale, it won't cost 500 pounds because gold is weighed, isn't it? If you wear your gold, if you buy gold that is weighed, irrespective of the design on it, it's sold per gram. So you should be buying bullion bars. The reason why I said your jewelry is a valid form of investment is that if you buy gold earrings today and you want to sell them in 10 years' time, you will sell them for more than you bought them, no matter how much you want it. That's not the way gold works. You will be able to resell your gold. And unlike costume jewelry, when it breaks, there is no value.
That's the end.
I have personally sold broken chains, broken earrings. Just pack everything and take it to the pawn dealer. You will still sell it, and you get your money, because that is why it's an investment. However, gold bullion is what I mean. You should be buying.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to start small, you might not be able to go for gold bullion. Then you go for ETCs, which are exchange traded commodities, and that is your way of buying gold on the stock exchange. And the way you buy exchange traded commodities is through investment platforms. That way you can put £100 to it and you own something. So you own a portion. So they sell you a portion of it. So they don't sell you a whole bit. They sell you a portion of it.
Yeah.
And that way you are invested.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
So that is a response to Yemisi's question there, where she says that how do we buy gold small? That's the gold bullion. And you've said it. So you have different platforms, trading platforms where you can buy the ETC. So when we say buying it small, so are we saying that even if you had just £400, or let's even say £100, you can buy a portion of.
Okay, so there's a question here that says, how and where do we get gold bullion bars? You can get gold bullion bars from bullion dealers. Abi Oloyede is on Instagram. She's somebody I know personally who deals in gold bullion bars. Her name is Abi Oloyede. But there are a lot of gold bullion bars. The Royal Mint is the best known bullion dealer. They are the ones that are signed off by the Queen or whatever. The Royal Mint is a place to get your gold bullion bars. However, if you have £100, you can start investing today. You don't need £500. There are investment platforms that even allow you to start with £25. This is the beauty of these investment platforms that have made investing very easy. We don't have the excuse of saying, I don't have money, I can't invest. No, you can. Investing has been made easy for you. There are investment platforms that you can log on to that allow you to start investing from £25 monthly or £50 monthly or £100 monthly. And you can benefit from compound interest because you put your money to work when you invest on those platforms.
Okay, so thank you for that. Can you repeat the name of the lady that you said does the gold bullion bars?
Her name is Abi Oloyede. I'm writing her name here.
Okay, so people can look her up as well on Instagram.
She's on Instagram. She sells gold bullion bars. But it's something you can easily also Google. It's not like this is somebody I trust and I know that she deals in it. But it's something that you can easily Google, and there are a lot of bullion dealers online. The Royal Mint is a big bullion dealer that you can buy gold bars from.
Okay, so great. That's good. Yeah, thank you. So I think someone has put in
that's the right spelling.
So Oloyede. So yes, I mean, guys, after this conversation, you can check her out if you're interested in gold bullion. So now the first one you said was you can buy stocks, right?
Yes.
So now, can you tell us a bit more about stocks? And also, can I just ask that some of the terms that you're using in terms of like, okay, the ETFs, you mentioned ETC, you told us the full meaning. Maybe just break it down a little bit more for people.
Okay.
I get it because I am on some platforms that, I mean, like I still have minimal knowledge about it. I work in investment management, so I understand all of this. But for the benefits of the viewers who might still be thinking, okay, so what does this mean? So so let's break it down. So in terms of stocks, how do you go about that, and what do you need to get into that? And are there any sort of trainings or some sort of reading that people need to do?
Okay, so first of all, I run an investment masterclass, which I run every 2 months. I just had one in February. I have another one in April, I think 10th of April, usually the first Saturday of the month. So it'll be the first Saturday in April, where I run a 3-hour investment masterclass where I take you through all the basics and what you should be doing in the investment space. That's one. But when I'm talking here, I'm going to try and break down the things I say. So if I say something that you don't understand, please tell me. Tell me so I can break it down. So the way to get into stocks and shares on the investment platform is simply to register on the platform. The platform requires you to have a UK address and an NI number if you are based in the UK.
Yeah.
Examples of platforms that you can register on in the UK are Agri's Lansdowne, Vanguard, Nutmeg, and Wealthify are some of the platforms you can register on. In the US, they have Robinhood, which is quite popular in the US. If you are in Nigeria, they have Bamboo Invest, which is very good for investing from Nigeria in the stock market, in the foreign stock market. So once you register on these platforms, they will show you what is available to buy. These investment platforms, they are a bit like supermarkets. So when you get into around, you shop around, exactly. So these platforms allow you to shop around. You can buy funds. You can see the different kinds of paper investments that you can buy from them. and then you can make your purchase. And a lot of them also provide information about each kind of thing you want to buy. So if you want to buy a particular fund, they will tell you how much the fund is holding, what the percentage return has been in the last 5 years, who is managing the fund, what the fund is invested in, the fund you are buying, what are they investing your money in. They will tell you that, and all of that can help you, make a choice before buying your stock or shares. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you for that. I think again, this is like you're telling people you have these different platforms you can use. Go on there. There is a lot of information there you can read up and also ask questions as well. So in terms of investment in general for now, I know that we always say there is the short term, the mid term, and the long term investment. So
yes,
what do you say to that? Can you give us the differences between the short, mid, and term? And what do they mean? Short means a week, 2 weeks, 1 day, 3 months, or what?
Yeah, you're asking fantastic questions. I have to give that to you. You're asking really good questions. So short-term investments are investments that are less than a year. And trading falls under this category. Now, I'm about to trigger some people again. Trading is a short-term investment. It is asking you to put your money in quickly and you are moving money. People who do trading are simply trying to game the market. They are trying to benefit from the quick rise and fall of the market, which happens throughout the day. The market keeps moving throughout the day and they're trying to benefit from that. So that's anything less than a year is a short-term investment. Now, between a year up to about 3 years is considered mid-term investment. And then once you go beyond 3 years is a long-term investment. And I always advise people to make long-term investments when they are investing in things like stocks and shares and mutual funds and funds on the stock market. I always suggest people make medium to long-term investments.
Okay, so right on that, in terms of trading, you've said that when you're investing in stocks and shares, you would advise people to go for medium or long-term investment. But
yes,
I have been into trading since last year personally. So and I just got into it with some people. It was a joke, like a play. Let's just play. Let's see what it's like. And then I opened this account with Trading 212. By the way, I don't think anyone can get on it at the moment because it seems like the platform is just oversubscribed. So people are not able to register anymore. Anyway, so I found out that every single time, like any day that I remember, so I have to say that when I remember that I'm actually meant to be trading today, at least I make maybe on average, maybe 150 pounds or 200 pounds, and I said to myself, if I'm able to make 200 pounds a day, I mean, that's like extra money for me. For a whole week, that's 1,000. A month, that's 4,000 pounds, right? But at the same time, I know people who are making, I mean, some figures I hear, people don't know how much I like money. I like money a lot, as in a lot, but I'm just not driven by it. That's the only thing. But I hear that people make quite a lot of money. And it seems that if you're able to focus on the trading, you trade every day, right? You make some people, depending on the amount that you put in, of course, the capital invested, right? Depending on that, you have your return coming. I bought one shares. I wouldn't even say the name here. And I saw the increase that I was seeing on there. I was like, should I cash out? Should I cash out? I was like, should I go in, maybe get my money out? And as I was doing that, the thing just went down straight. So I'm still stuck in that right now. But from experience and from people that I know around me that are into this, I am actually, initially, I was thinking long-term investment, long-term shares and stocks and all of that. But now I'm more like, okay, I'm really actually loving this day trading stuff, the trading. What do you say to that? Because you said your advice would be to go for mid-term, medium-term, or long-term. But what about the short-term, where people are actually making some crazy money?
Okay. So what the people that are making crazy money don't tell you is that the same way they make crazy money, they lose crazy money. The reason why you haven't lost crazy money is because you haven't traded regularly enough. Now, the reason why they lose money is not because they are not good at it. It's because the market moves. You gave the perfect example now. You said it went up, you were waiting, and it crashed. That's just the way trading is. You are trying to take advantage of that up by selling, cashing out before it crashes. The market is moving. So the market will move in your favor as a trader. It will also move against you sometimes. The reason why I don't normally advise people to do short-term trading is that the moment they lose a little money, they start screaming, hey, I've lost money. Oh, they said I should do this thing. I've lost money. So a lot of it depends on your risk appetite. If you have, like they say, balls of steel, you lose money today, but you hang in there you continue, you will make money. You know, it's a little bit like gambling in the sense that you can't predict that market. You can't predict what you will make. It's not a sure banker. While long-term trading, if you buy some certain sets of shares that have shown themselves over the last 30, 40 years, the likelihood that you will make a lot of money is high if you leave your money in that place for 5 years and wait for the market to even out over the 5 years. Or whatever rise and fall happens, over 5 years, it evens out. Do you see what I mean? So I'm not saying trading is not illegal. It's not something you shouldn't be doing, but it's just something that you need to be aware of what it will do if the market moves against you.
I like
that's just what I need you to be aware of.
Okay, so I like what I told Liz. Hey, hi Liz. Yeah, so Liz said that it's only gambling if you don't have a strategy. And I think that is absolutely right. So we are seeing your person that is going out of the room.
Yes, I had to bring me a light because I was holding the phones. I wanted to hang it.
Are you serious? No, that's all right. Yeah, you know, it's like if you don't have a strategy, and that's the thing. So as I said, I work in investment management, and if you walk into the room and you're speaking to a financial planner, right, about, oh, you want to talk about your finances, what investment you can do and all, they always start from what are your goals? Do you understand? So they always start from what are your goals? So they want to understand whether you have short-term goals, you have long-term goals, or you have medium-term goals, right? Some people want to save money to pay school fees.
Yes.
Some people want to save money to buy properties. Some want to invest just for like retirement age, right? And I know from what you have said before, earlier on on this conversation, you've said that if you're putting in money into whatever it is that you're putting money in and you're expecting a return from is an investment. So on these stocks and shares, so I as I said, I have the trading 212 that I use for the trading, and I have HL Agros Lanza, one of the platforms that you mentioned, and I said that would be my long term. Of course, when I look at it, I'm happy sometimes. Other times I'm like, oh God, please let me just look away from this thing now, right? But I have seen over time that it has held its own for the time being. However, I have also seen that there is also the possibility of me making what that portfolio is giving me on HL within a couple of days on trading 212. But of course, that comes with its risk, as you said. So as I am a risk manager, so my risk appetite level is very high. You know, we will say to you that the higher your risk appetite is, the higher the potential returns that you will get.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
So back on the trading, because I know that even for this period, because people are like, we're all on lockdown, and that's, I mean, it's because we're on lockdown that I even have the time to be thinking, I will check my phone to trade something. Did you know, if I was in the office, I'll be able to do that. So I'll be so busy. But what would you say to people who want to go into this stocks and shares, like really get into the investment world, and they want to start small? Well, you have said mid-term, long-term, you would say. But what if they want to go via the trading route? What are the key, maybe few things that you can tell them to be on the lookout for? Or, like Liz said, you have to have a strategy. What sort of strategy do you think that everyone should have?
So when it comes to short-term trading, that's not my expertise. I don't have expertise in short-term trading. you know. But like Lizzie said, you have to have a strategy when it comes to any kind of investment. You need to have a strategy. There are some things I always tell people to take out of the way before they start investing. And the first thing is to pay off long-term debt and high interest debt. Now, for those people who are trading they are trading because they want income. So a lot of them, there is that goal that you want income. So if I'm telling you to pay off high interest debt before you trade, that doesn't make sense, because you want that income so that you can use it to pay off your debt. Yeah, which is what I'm saying. There are different strategies, but you need to have a strategy. When it comes to trading, you need short-term trading. You need to set a cash out point for yourself. When whatever I invest in gets to this point, I will cash out. I won't allow myself to then decide, let me wait a little bit more. Because when you do that, then you are more likely to lose out and think, and I was going to cash out. So you need to know your strategy and stick to it, and not be greedy and stick to that strategy. If you are somebody who is trading regularly, the people that teach this trading will tell you that you have to do it consistently. It's not something that you remember last minute and then you come back after a week and go, I'm a trader. No, you have to do it with consistency. You stick with it. You are doing it, because the more you do it, the more you understand the movement of the market. We say that you can't predict the market, but when you watch something enough, you will learn how it behaves.
Yeah, of course.
And you will be able to tell yourself, this particular share has done this thing to me before. I know you. You are going to move this way. And you move along with it. It also means that you are somebody who needs to be aware of what's happening in your direct environment. It cannot be Instagram alone. You need to be listening to the news. You need to be watching the papers. If you are trading, switch on your TV and put it on the channel that talks about what's happening in the stock exchange at all times right now, so that they are telling you what is going on, because that is what is affecting the movement of your market. That is why short-term trade requires nerves. It requires you to have a good strategy, and it requires time and dedication, which is what I, as a full-time person working full-time, don't want to do. I'm trying to save up for my pension. I'm trying to save up for my later years. I don't want to play with my money. And that is why I do long-term investment. Now, even for long-term investment, you require research. You need to know the market. You need to be sure that you're not falling for FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. So when you have the fear of missing out, you will buy shares because people are buying it. Everybody is buying this one now. You too, you buy it. You have no idea why. You have no idea how it's going to perform or why the figures are rising. You will buy it. And then when you buy it and it starts to crash, you start to panic. You have to know your risk appetite. If you are somebody with a low risk appetite, you don't invest your money in high risk things. If you are somebody who has a high risk appetite, you won't stop at shares. You will buy bitcoins. You will do trading because you have a high risk appetite. You don't. If you lose money, it doesn't bother you. You know that it comes and goes. That is life. Such is life. But if you are somebody that when you lose £100, you will start arranging how you will go to Shiloh, how you will call your pastor, how you will stay up and do night vigil, then you know that your risk appetite cannot cope. So you need to know your risk appetite. You need to be aware of what your investment goals are. Is it for income? Are you trying to augment your money? Because if you're trying to augment your money right away, then trading might be the option for you. Are you looking to save for university for the children? You don't want them to have bills, university loans at that time. Then you need to think about what kind of investment you are making for them. So your investment goal and your risk appetite are two things that determine what you are investing.
Whether you are going to be successful at trading or not.
And what kind of investment you are making.
So even though I said earlier that, I trade as well. So I can just say that I am not a trader, because some days I'll remember that, the market opened at 2:30. This I'll remember maybe at 6 p.m. And I have a friend on this call that we are both the same. I'll just get a text message. Balali, the market has opened. We've forgotten. And we're meant to be trading, right? But fortunately, as I said, I have a very high risk appetite. So it doesn't really matter. But even when I say that, I wouldn't put a lot of money at risk of that. When I know that I don't have the full capacity to look after it, or to be a full-time trader. But you have said it, it's not like there is anything wrong with a short-term trading or investment. It's just that you need to be able to commit that level of time and commitment that you need to it. So you mentioned in terms of the different investments. So by the way, for people who are just joining us, Ronke has been dropping, honestly, it's like this conversation, I feel like I am a money person too now. Like, you know,
You are.
I like
You are.
I like money and I like to make money. So she's spoken to us about investing in stocks and shares, in gold. So if your people who wear gold jewelry, well, she said bullion, that one, you can go and buy the paper one, but also the jewelry as well, they are something, the gold and the real estate. So now, and we're talking about starting small, regardless of what you have. So even if it's 20 pounds you have, there's always something you can start with. But do
Yes.
you think, so before I go to my next question, I have a pre-question that I will ask you. And this is more on setting a goal for yourself. So I have been in the place where I hear about so many different investment opportunities. Like, you know, people will say different things. Oh, this is happening now. Oh, this is going on now. This is going. And because of my day job as a risk manager in an investment management company, I always find myself in the place where I am asking, does this align with my goal? So can you tell us a little bit about the importance of having a goal set before you embark on any investment opportunity?
So having a goal will keep you from being derailed. Having a goal set will also keep you motivated when other things are trying to distract you away from your investment plan. And when I say having a goal, your goal needs to be smart. Don't just say, I want to retire rich. No, that's not a goal. There's no timeline to that. You have to say, I want to retire at the age of 65. At the age of 65, with and able to give myself £4,000 monthly to live on. And for me personally, I sat down and I calculated how much I need to have invested for me to retire at the age of 65 and still be able to get a £4,000 income monthly. So you need to have smart goals. What is the timeline of that goal? What are you going to do to achieve that goal? Write it down. Don't just say it in your head, because when it's in your head, it will move. Circumstances of life will move that goal. But write it down in your notepad. Speak it out to your partner. Say it out to whoever you're living with, your husband, your wife. Say it out so that they know that this is where you're working towards. If you're somebody who wants to own property all over the place, say it. I want to own property. I want to own 3 houses by the end of 2022. I want to own a second flat or a first flat by the end of this year. Because you've spoken it out and you've written it down, it becomes valid. You've spoken it into existence.
Yes. So
it's not something that is not imagined in your mind. It's not imagined in your mind. And you can then work towards it. And every day you can ask yourself how you are working towards that goal. So your goal needs to be smart. It needs to be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. That is the kind of goal you want to get, and you want to write it down.
Okay, so you've read it then. So I'll say that you don't start anything without having a goal, and the goal has to be smart, as Ronke said. So we have a couple of questions in the comment section here. So let's just go through. There is one from Lawal Rashid Ayodele, and he says, this business is sweet for you ladies. What of a young unemployed youth like me? So, and that is a very, very interesting question, because, you know, in terms of investment, you always say that, well, people say, oh, you have to invest, but you invest from what you have now, right? What if you don't have at all? So you're not working, you don't have any source of income. What do you say to that? Do you also have to show any interest in investing? Or what are the other things that one can do?
So the answer has come from your question. You said you don't have any source of income. The first thing you need to do is to create a source of income. And you have to be creative about it. If you are somebody who doesn't have a job right now, you have to be creative about getting an income. I've done a video on my channel about 15 or 20 side hustles you can do. And those side hustles can become a full-time job for you. I have done interesting side hustles. I have tutored people. I have sold things. You can buy things and resell them. You can flip things. You can make things with your hands and sell them. You can cook food and sell it. You can clean. You know, there's no dirty money. Shit money is still money. I say this to people a lot. Shit money is money. If you clean shit and you collect your money, it's still money. When you take that money to Tesco, you take that money to Sainsbury, they're not going to ask you how you made it. They're not going to ask you to clean shit to make that money. So be creative and find a source of income for yourself. Make yourself available. People, we are in a global village now. It means that Organizations don't care where you work from. Amazon recently started recruiting people from all over the world, irrespective of your location. Amazon put out jobs. Fiverr and Upwork are platforms that allow you to work as virtual assistants, PAs, and things like that, irrespective of where you are in the world. As long as you have a laptop and you are willing to put money to data. So you might need to find a way to raise a bit of money to buy that data to start the first project. Or you can do things, you can work virtually with across the world, and that opens up the world as a global marketplace for you outside of where you are working. I know people who make £2,000 on Fiverr a month, £3,000 on Fiverr a month. I know them personally. Not that they say, I know them. So it's possible. People are doing this. So find a way to make income, either from side hustles, working virtually, using your hands, creating something, building something, reselling something, creating e-products that you can sell. Offer your services. Ask yourself what you are good at. And trust me, we are all good at something. Ask yourself what you are good at and start finding a way to make money from that. And then you can go into investing once you have an income.
Absolutely. That is so true. You can't invest if you don't have any source of income. You can't have your bills unpaid and you want to go and invest. I know people will say to you, I mean, even professionals will tell you that if you're going into investment, they will want to look at your debt portfolio. What is your debt portfolio looks like? Is it something that you need to clear first before you start to invest? Because that drives people in different ways as well. So thank you for that. There is a question from Yemi CES. You said, can you shed light on digital currency and if it is a viable investment, or is it just hype or Ponzi? That's a very good question, actually.
First of all, you guys need to subscribe to my channel. You need to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that I can keep churning out YouTube videos for you, because a lot of your questions, I've answered them in a lot of my videos, and if you watch them, you will find those answers there. I did a whole video about Bitcoin. I was talking about what Bitcoin is, and the same time I was doing a lot of apropos in that.
I watched it, actually. I loved it, by the way. And I have to say, do you know what? I actually tried Bitcoin. I bought £100 on Coinbase. It was my brother-in-law that just said, oh, I recommend that, just do it, and da da da. So I put the money in, £100, and I think like one day the whole thing just went to like £50. Like I lost the £50 from it. Then the next morning I was at £128 or something. I just withdrew my money very quickly because at least I've made £20. Well, I was just
you should have left your money in there. You have like probably £4,000 now or £10,000 because Bitcoin has gone crazy. So
my YouTube channel is Ronke Odewumi.
Yes, just as my name is. Exactly as my name. I've made it easy. Yes, just as my name is Ronke Odewumi. Type it into YouTube and you'll find me. Digital currency. So Bitcoin is an interesting one. Bitcoin is a digital currency that was created as a rebellion against traditional forms of currency. And it's been around for about 20 years now. However, Bitcoin is not regulated on a particular market. Governments have been trying to stick their fingers into it for years to control it, to regulate it, to manage it. But the bad boys, the cowboys that built it have made that impossible. Blockchain platforms are being built to kind of create a trust in Bitcoin. I spent about 6 months last year working on a blockchain project at work. Trust me, we took consultants at thing. That thing is messy. So Bitcoin is not a fraud. It's a valid currency. You can spend it. It just has a few downsides. One, the rise and fall of it is unpredictable. Nobody can say the factors affecting it. Unlike the stock market, you can say, oh, it's falling because there was COVID. It's rising because the director died. It's doing it because this company is consolidated. With Bitcoin, you can't predict. Recently, Elon Musk bought a huge amount of Bitcoin and it spiked the market. Last January 8th of this year, Bitcoin went from $8,000 per coin to $42,000 per coin. There was a guy that made 240 million, and he lost his digital wallet password.
Oh yeah, so that's about that.
If you have your money, exactly, if you put your money in a digital wallet and you forget the password, there's a number of times you can put the password in. They don't do password reminders. You know that thing, like they say, did you forget your password?
Yeah, or send you a recovery email somewhere.
They don't do that in the digital wallet. Once your password is gone, and you've typed it in a number of times, you've lost your money. If you're like me, if you're like Ronke, you will forget your password. You will forget your password. It's because that one they use it to do me. They use it. My village people, they are very active when it comes to my password. I forget passwords. This I use the same version. I use different versions of the same word. I still mess up. My husband will say, "But what is it with you and password now? Why can't you remember?"
Well, I will don't blame you. There are just too many passwords to remember these days. There's just too many.
Exactly. But if you have money that you are not using and it's not close to your heart, you can buy a few Bitcoins. You might lose all of it. That's the thing. You might wake up tomorrow and your £1,000 has become £10. If that won't hurt you, if it doesn't bother you, that means it's not your life savings. And the same thing you can do it. But at the same time, you can wake up tomorrow and that £1,000 has become £100,000. Of course, if you buy Bitcoin and you buy £500 or £1,000 of Bitcoin and it becomes £5 million of Bitcoin, you need to remember that you first had it from this life. So you need to get in touch with Ronke and Bibi and give us our share.
And give us our share. Thank you.
For you.
That is so true. Thank you.
We told you to buy it. You have to remember that we are your best friends. We are family. We are family. What are family?
Exactly.
So you have to remember us.
So do you know with the Bitcoin, so if you were to buy it now, we were talking about trading earlier, and to me I see it as maybe like trading. Would you call it short-term investment as well? Or
no. So Bitcoin is a long-term investment. Like you said, when you said you put in £100 and you took it out at 50. If you had waited at 120, if you had waited a little bit like this year, if you had waited to January this year, which makes it long term, you will have made more money. So the idea of something like Bitcoin is that you want it to gain value. You want to benefit from the growth. So you don't wait for it to grow a little bit. You want to wait for it for a while so that it evens out. The problem with Bitcoin is that we don't know if it actually evens out, you know. But Bitcoin has actually proven itself in some sense in that those who bought it 10 years ago, they are cleaning out now.
They're cleaning out, yeah.
But the problem is you have to then sell it when it rises. Because if you don't sell it, then it's going to crash again. Because a week after it went to 40 grand, it started crashing and went back to 32 and went back to 30. And then Elon Musk has done what he's done and pushed it up again. He's now saying he will accept Bitcoin for the purchase of Tesla cars. So I feel like Elon is probing up the market. It's probing up that.
Do you know, when I heard that news, I just said to myself, I said, you know what? Even if it's £100, you want to put in Bitcoin right now, that you can just money that you can forget and you're not thinking about it. So we're not even talking about put 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 50,000. Even if it's £100, you just leave in there and just see to ride its course. Because what happens is very soon, it might not even be as maybe like far as we're thinking, it might be sooner than we are thinking. Do you understand? That this digital currency would then become the thing. It's the way.
I mean, even though if you watch a lot of my videos, I'll tell you that I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and I don't have the risk appetite for Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is here to stay. I don't think it's going anywhere. And I also don't think it's something that you can lose money from in that sense, because even though your money will crash, I feel like if you ride out the crash, there is room to make money. Again, you just have to do it with money that you don't care about.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so there's a question from Tabby Liz. You have to tell me if that's how your name is pronounced. Okay, she's Elizabeth or Toasting. Wow. She said that, thank you so much for this nuggets. For an entry-level worker with minimum income, what are specific investments I can embark into? So, I mean, you're the experts here. A low-income earner just starting, fresh from uni, fresh graduates, has a very low income at the moment. What would you advise people like her to invest in?
For somebody who is just starting out, I'm going to say that you first of all need to build your emergency fund. You need to have some savings. And the reason why I'm saying that is because when you invest in the stock market, which is what I would say you should do once you've got your savings sorted, you don't want to pull out your money after 3 weeks. I always say that investing long term is a bit like planting. You don't plant a carrot in the garden, and then the following day you go and dig it up to see how it's doing. Unless you're like my 4-year-old, which is exactly what she did. So you need to leave your carrots in the soil
To grow.
for it to grow, because she went and dug it up and said, Mommy, I want to dig up my seed. I want to see how it's doing. So long-term investment is a bit like that. Now, if you don't have emergency funds or savings, when you do have an emergency, which life is at us, you try to liquidate your assets. And when you try to liquidate your stocks, the stock market might not be in a good place at that time. It might not be high. It might not, the value might be low. You might be at the 50 pounds that Bibi's Bitcoin was at. But because you are desperate, you will sell.
That's right.
And then you have lost money. And then you will come back and say, the stock market doesn't benefit me. All these people talking about investment, I lost money. You lost money because you took it out when you were not supposed to take it out. So as an entry-level worker with minimum income, your first step is to build your emergency pot. You build your emergency savings.
So, and the emergency savings, is that to cover like your expenses for 3 months or 6 months?
Yes. So 3 months is the minimum. If you can go up to 6 months, please do. It's to cover your expenses for, let's say, that entry-level job you have. They decide to say you should go, and then they let you go. You have money to live on for 3 months or 6 months without falling into debt. Or if some other kind of emergency comes up, then you can have that money to dip into without looking for a loan or a credit card to dip into. Your friend's birthday party is not an emergency. Your birthday party is not an emergency. You know, a new dress or a new pair of shoes is not an emergency. Let's just qualify what emergencies are.
Mommy needs to borrow money is not an emergency.
It's not an emergency, no.
So, do you know what? I'm so glad. I'm really, really glad about this conversation. I'm honestly, okay, it's only God that can bless you and reward you for this. I have got my nieces on this call tonight, and it is important for them to hear from someone else other than myself, because at the age that they are right now, they are very fortunate to start off with this. If they can really run with this information in the next 10-15 years, they will be glad they did. So and for other viewers as well, I mean, I only spoke about my nieces because I know their ages. So of course I don't know about the age of every other person on this call, but as I know and as I understand, there is no time that is too late to invest. You know, you just start from where you are and take it from there. So Yemisi has she said, what about Dogecoin? She said Dogecoin. What's that? She said Dogecoin, something like that.
So I don't know what you mean by Dogecoin, but it's probably a kind of cryptocurrency, because there are so many of them. Bitcoin is just the most popular one. So if it's a cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, the same thing applies. But you need to be careful of cryptocurrencies that are not well known, because they fall off the market, they disappear. They are digital currencies. That means they are written into code. They get corrupted, they get hacked, things happen to them. So if I was going to invest in cryptocurrency, I really would go for the big names.
Yeah.
You know, the Bitcoins of this world are the ones I would go for because they are known, they are established, and they've been around for a while. Because you said your nieces are on this live, I have a quick word for young ladies below the age of 27 who are on this call. Before you get into the phase of life where bills will be sitting firmly on your shoulder, my sisters, please save like your life depends on it. Trust me, even those Instagram and social media is telling you otherwise.
Damilola, I hope you're hearing.
You do not need to out them. You did not need to out them. You know, I see a lot of my younger friends and my younger mentees. They spend so much on toiletries. They spend so much on perfumes, on creams, on clothing, on makeup. All of those things, while they are good, they are not investments. They will not last you, and they don't do as much for you as you think. There are a lot of hype. So what I need you to do as young people now is to budget your money every month, so that you have a specific amount for those things that you like, the makeup, the hair, the creams, and the perfumes that you want to spend on. But you also budget in savings, and a huge chunk of your money needs to go to savings. Why? Right now, you don't have elderly parents. You don't have children who are in private school. You do not have cars that need maintenance constantly. You do not have friends who are burying their parents and need you to chip in, friends who are having babies that need you to buy baby things. You don't have that much responsibility, so you have more liquid cash. This is the time to build your money, to build your investment. Join your employer's pension. If you are already working, join the pension program and pay the maximum into the pension. You will thank me later. But
That's
whatever you
sad.
pay into the pension now in these 10 years will serve you more than what you will pay in the 40s, because you benefit from that magical thing called compound interest. So
That's
young ladies,
right.
I know you like to travel to Spain. A lot of my younger friends, any small thing, they're on the plane, they're out, taking up apartments and living their best life, everything for the gram. My darlings, this is the time to make money and save
Yeah.
and invest and secure the future.
Thank you. Do you know, honestly, yes, I had to call names because it's important for them to know that I see them, they are online and they are watching this, so they can't tell me that, oh, sorry, we didn't hear about it or something. Because it is very, you look at these younger ones now and you say that you have so much years ahead of you. Imagine if you're able to get it right now. A lot of us are in that space where we're managing adult's life, responsibilities and everything. You're paying bills, you're doing all of that. Even though you're making a lot of money, that a lot of money doesn't really translate to you living your best life, because by the time you pay for this, pay for that,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
more like you don't have. And I say that forget that you're paying private school school fees. Even if your children are not in private school, if your children are in state schools, you deserve to live a good life. A friend of mine will always say that, oh, please, I don't want us to get old and then get to the pension age and we still won't be able to enjoy our lives like we've been enjoying. So whatever you do, save, spend, save, spend, that kind of a thing, like invest, spend kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So it is very, very important. And for me, I am really passionate. I'm passionate about like the younger ones because I know people that started young and how it helped them, So that is something that I'm sure every single person on this call would agree with me. So yeah, Falaka says, no, okay, Finance Boat says, so true. During this pandemic, I've not bought any wigs. So exactly, there are so many more, so much that you can save in there. Yeah, so well, Yemsi says thank you, Ronke. Falaka says you can accelerate seriously using money in your 20s. Absolutely. I mean, Falaka is another person that you speak to about money and she will tell you, like, you'll be thinking like you've wasted your life all this time. You just all your 20s, you're just spending money anyhow, But it is also just understanding that there is benefit in that. I think we have a question here from Izobizo. It says, how late is it to get into pensions? Is there a huge benefit from pensions if joining at an older age? That's a very good question.
It's never too late to join a pension, especially in the UK, because the government has mandated employers to match your contribution. So if you don't join the pension, there's nothing for them to match. They pocket their money. But when you join the pension, they match it and then your money grows. Now, the second thing about joining the pension, the second benefit is that if you don't join the pension, you get all your money. That means all your money is taxed. But whatever you put in a pension is taken out before tax. So you are reducing your tax bill when you join a pension. So when you join a pension at an older age, you still get all those benefits. And then the money gets to grow. Somebody is working hard, investing it. The money has been put away for you. And then when you're 55, you can start accessing the money and it's you just paying into your old age. And if you're joining a pension at an older age, you can do more than the minimum, the amount that you can do at your employers. You can join a SIP. You can invest through a SIP in addition to what you've done with your employer to help you catch up on investing. Everybody has a £40,000 allowance every year, which a lot of people don't know about or use up, which you can use up, by throwing money into your SIP.
Wow. Yeah. So basically, there's no time that it's too late. I mean, even if you're 40 and you're just starting on pension, I mean, I don't know whether, well, God will grant us long lives and all of that, but there is absolutely nothing that is impossible. It's just understanding the importance of this. And guys, tonight I have to say, please, 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 I beg all of you, go to Ronke's page. Our Instagram page, our YouTube channel is crazy. As in, she drops videos, so many nuggets, things that you literally will have to pay some money for. to get. She drops them freely there. She has a mastermind, is it mastermind or masterclass?
Investing masterclass.
Investing masterclass that she runs as well every other month, and
Other
she
month.
has another one coming in April. You know,
Yeah.
I read on your page the other day, I think when you posted the flyer for this conversation, and people were saying, oh, the last masterclass was fantastic, was phenomenal, and all of that. And that's people's testimonies of it. You see, when it comes to investment, when it comes to anything finance related, to be honest, you know, this is all about financial freedom, right? For me, I always say that no knowledge is lost. You know, no matter how much you know about it already, you can always learn something. You can always hear about something else on this. So the last bit of the tips that you've given us, so you gave us 3 different investment options that we can go into: stocks and shares, gold, and then real estate. Now, we said it before that when you hear about investment, everyone thinks, oh, you need a lot of money. Real estate is one that I personally, from like when I was like 10, I've always thought about, oh, real estate is going to be my thing. That's what I would like to do. But every time I think about it, I think about how much I would need to have to invest in real estate. Eventually, I started, but at that time, even with the money I spent on that, I still felt like, oh, okay, this is not bad. I thought you needed like some millions of pounds or something like that. So how do you get into real estate in a small way?
Okay. So the way to get into real estate in a small way, that's also easy and convenient and stress-free, because you are not working as a landlord, is through REITs. If you don't take away anything from this particular life, please take this one away. And it's real estate investment trust. There are 30 of you on this live right now. I hope all 30 of you are going to subscribe to my channel. If you haven't subscribed, and you're going to follow me on Instagram to support me. Real estate investment trusts are the way to invest in real estate with little money. It's the only way you can invest in real estate with less than £500. So instead of you saving up £20,000 to go and buy a 2-bed flat, that they will still wake you up on Saturday morning because your tenant says the boiler is not working and you have to run over there. And then later on, you will think about having the tenant from hell. And then the government has come with their own regulations to peg the market because they think people are buying it up and not allowing first-time buyers to get on. You can avoid all of that by simply investing your money in real estate investment trust.
Yeah.
Now, what real estate investment trusts do is that they combine your money with the money of a lot of other people and then invest it into commercial property. Like literally, you could be owning part of Canary Wharf and you're just here chilling and you're a Canary Wharf landlord because you have invested in a trust that's buying up commercial property. So they buy those properties, they manage them, they rent them out, they make income, and they make returns to you. So they will tell you when you check out the trust, they will tell you what their normal return is. They'll tell you it's 5%, it's 7%, it's 13%. I mean, last 2 or 3 years, London return was about 3%. If you're a landlord in London,
really,
the London return is horrible.
Wow.
People who are in places like Nottingham, Manchester, Leeds were making better returns.
But one would have thought London would be a lot higher than that, because being very expensive and all of that.
Exactly. That is why the return is bad, because you've already paid so much to acquire the property and then you can't rent it out for as much. So rental income is not making up the difference between the purchase price. While outside of London, in those cities I've mentioned, the rental income is still doing well as compared to what you are purchasing. So it's actually more beneficial to purchase outside London. There's a lot of statistics online that will tell you what the percentage return per city is, and London is literally the worst that you can get. You know, so but when you invest through real estate investment trusts, you can put in 400, 500 pounds, and you are really invested in real estate. I always tell people that we don't call out to the entrepreneurs. Instead of you setting up your own company and slaving to make money, invest in a company that's been set up by other people. Let them slave. You sleep. Buy their shares. Send them to work. They will bring returns for you. Once you own the shares of GlaxoSmithKline Beecham, which is a top farmer, you are an entrepreneur. That's your company. You are a part owner.
So is this the same thing as joint venture?
No,
Is it the same? What's the difference? Because it sounds similar to me. With joint venture, you all come together, put the money together and then someone runs with it, right? So, but what you're saying here is that the real estate trust, it sounds like it's the same, or is it the same? Because I mean,
so
someone would think that.
interesting question. So you're making me very happy. So a joint venture is you and some other people coming together to run a business. Okay? Yeah. It means you are a participatory owner.
Yeah.
You be a silent owner, but most of the time you're a participatory owner. Yeah. And you're actively involved in the running of that business, and it's like 50-50 ownership or 40-20 or whatever. And it doesn't mean that you are either experts. It just means that you are partners. It's a joint venture. And that's a legal term. It's just a legal structure for your business. But a real estate investment trust means some people who are experts in real estate are going to be the ones managing that fund. So what they will do is collect all the money of everybody that comes in and then invest. Some of them are even quoted on the stock exchange. Some of them are quoted on the stock exchange. They are closed-ended funds. These are not £10,000 funds. These are £10 million, £20 million, £50 million investment trusts that are regulated by the Financial Service Authority. Your joint venture is not regulated. These guys are regulated. They are required to jump through hoops, and they work hard to bring back returns on your money because they want people to keep investing in those things. So if they don't bring back returns, people don't invest in them going forward.
Right.
So they are not companies. They are set up as companies. They are real estate investment trusts. You put in your money, you sit back, and they go and play landlord.
So how do people get into real estate investment trust? How can people find them? Or
investment platforms. The same investment platforms that we've been talking about are the places where you can invest in real estate investment trusts. So some trading platforms like Trading 212 are very basic. They just offer you trading and a little bit of funds. Trading platforms like Vanguard offers a lot of funds. They don't sell shares. They offer funds. You know, but platforms like Agrips Lansdowne offers everything. Agrips will tell you can buy shares on Agrips, you can buy funds on Agrips, you can buy ETCs and ETFs on Agrips, which is exchange traded funds and exchange traded commodities. You can buy a lot of things on Agrips Lansdowne. I always tell my husband that if I have £1 million today, I already know exactly how I'm going to invest it, and nobody will know that I have that money because I will not. I won't buy property that you people will see. Nobody will see anything. Everything will be hidden. Other people will work for me. I will just be going to bed and sleeping. So there are people out there who will work for you if you invest your money in their business.
Okay. All right. So that is absolutely fantastic. You know, I said with this, it is not, it is not just possible for us to keep it to 1 hour. You know, when you're talking of investment, you're talking about money. I mean, is there anyone on here that doesn't want money, that you don't even want? If you have a lot already, you even want more, you know, and understanding that. So for tonight, just as a quick recap, and I'll just say, if anyone has any other question that they would like to ask, this is your time now to ask the question, because I just want to do a quick recap and thank you, Ronke, for joining us tonight. Yes, role model. We all want money. I want, as in, you don't want money like I want money. Just understand that. Let's just put it that way. Let's put it that way. So you've said to us that the three that you just gave us, you said there's a video you've shared on your channel, on your YouTube channel, where you talk about the 5 different investment options that people can get.
No, that's coming on Monday. That's coming on Monday.
Oh, coming on Monday. So yes. So that's the thing. So every single person on the score tonight, please go on YouTube. Our name is Ronke Odewumi. That is the account name. Follow that account. Honestly, you just don't subscribe to anything, right? And I wouldn't, you know, with conversations with BibbyJ, I don't just bring anything or anyone, or, you know, even things that I post myself, they're not just anything. But this is a platform a channel that I have followed, and when I see anything she posts like this, I actually have my notification opened, that when she posts something, it comes out very quickly to me and I see it and I watch it. They are very powerful. So you said we can invest in stocks and shares, gold, or real estate. And all of this, from what you've said, it all sounds like even with £100, you can get this started. So it doesn't have to be that you have a lot of money and you're waiting until you have so much money. So you can start with whatever whatever it is that you have. That is very powerful. So thank you for saying that. And then the other part of this conversation tonight is the younger ones, the ones who are below from 20 to 27. They are new to the job market. They are just starting in life, doesn't have a lot of responsibilities. It is that time to start to look at putting your finances in a place that you'll be comfortable with. And you've said to make sure that there is the emergency fund put together first. Emergency fund means that if you can save for 3 months, you have a whole, so let's say something happens to your job, you can't get a job, you don't have a job, you can still live on your savings for at least 3 months.
3 months.
So then that means you are at that place where you can then invest and see every £100, £10, £1, £2, whatever it is, $5, $10 that you save on a monthly basis. Think about it in about 10 years time, what that will give you. So it is absolutely important that we all take this thing seriously. I know there are people on here who are already into investment. They know about this already, and it's just refreshing for them to hear this again. And as I said, we can always learn new thing. I mean, I heard about the real estate investment trust for the first time. I'm on Agri's Lansdowne. I just go there and do my own stocks and shares, whatever thing. That's it, you know, nothing else other than that. And then I have my SIP. So you were talking about people subscribing to the pension plan in their workplaces. So I would say that would be for you if you're a permanent staff, but if you're a contractor. So now, maybe that is one question you can actually help us to answer. So if you're a contractor, self-employed individual who doesn't have a permanent job, how do you invest into SIP?
Again, a lot of investment platforms have SIPs that you can invest in. Once you are registered on them, they will show you that they have a self-invested personal pension, which you can then join and invest in and use your £40,000 allowance. And if you are somebody who's a high income earner, you can get tax relief on your pension. And I mean, for contractors, you can put money into your pension before you pay tax. Because I know a lot of contractors are always saying they're trying to reduce their tax bill. That is something you can put money in your pension before you pay tax. That is allowed. It's only what is left after you put money in your pension. So even if you don't have anything saved in the whole year, if you're able to put money in your pension as a contractor, you put something away for the year, and then you know that you are sorted in 20 years time, and then you can continue to move on from there. So a self-invested personal pension is a great way for you to get on a pension plan if you can't join a SIP at work. It's SIPP. So it's self-invested personal pension. Hi, James.
So, yeah, hey, James, you said, so Izobizo says, do you join SIP via your employer? So, no, you wouldn't join SIP via your employer. That's why it's called self-investment. So you do that separately. So you can have, so I have two now. So I'm a permanent staff. So I have one with I have my pension plan with my employer that I contribute to monthly. And so as you rightly said, they take that money out before my salary get taxed. So which is the benefit of it. And then after that, I then have my SIP. You know, I have my SIP, which is separate. And that one is my personal one, which is what I manage on. I also manage on Agri's Lansdowne. So yeah. Okay. So Tebili's Toasting Elizabeth says, one thing I fear about saving is the aspect of time value of money. How do you save wisely, especially in an unstable economy? Do you just save and disregard the economy? Okay, so that's one for you. Do you save and disregard the economy? I think I would say, why wouldn't you save? You know, the economy is the economy. Right.
Well, I think what she means by the time value of money is inflation. Inflation eats into your savings. And that is why savings is not the only thing you put your money into. That is why you don't save all your money. You save some and you invest some. So you save money because you need to have cash that you can access, because cash is king. You need to have liquid money. You need to have money saved for emergencies. You need to have money saved for if you need to go on a holiday. You're not going to go and sell your investment when you want to go on a holiday. So you need to save. Apart from the emergency fund, you have saving goals. Because I'm somebody who will tell you that you shouldn't lease a car, you want to save up to buy your car. Then you save up to buy your house. Then you save up for holidays. Then you save up for things because I don't want you to live on credit. So you save up so that you can pay for the things, the big bulky payments that you need to make. Outside of that, of those savings I've mentioned, you should be investing your money to grow wealth.
Aha. Yes. So thank you for that. People are asking for names of the companies that you mentioned. You mentioned Fiverr, yes, for where people can make extra money. They can.
I did. I mentioned Fiverr and Upwork as two places where you can join up to make extra income. I have a Fiverr link on all of my YouTube videos. So if you want a Fiverr link so that maybe they can pay me like 20p for you joining, then please use the link on my YouTube video. So Fiverr and Upwork are two places where you can make extra money. eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Vinted, Spock are places where you can resell items that you have. I always like telling people that I sold sand. There's nothing you can't sell. I actually sold sand on Facebook Marketplace. I sold a sack of sand for £50.
Wow.
So you can sell things on all of those platforms. For investing, Agris Lansdowne, Vanguard, Nutmeg, Wealthify are some of the places where, and Trading 212, eToro are some of the places where you can invest money, long-term or short-term to trade. If you're in the US, it's Robinhood. If you're in Nigeria, it's Invest Bamboo or Bamboo Invest is a good one. eToro and Trading 212 used to be opened for Nigerians to use. I think they banned Nigeria now on eToro. So I'm not sure Nigerians can use eToro anymore. But yeah, those are the companies I mentioned.
Okay, thank you so very much. By the way, guys, so we're not getting paid for all these free adverts that we're doing for all these platforms. So as Ronke said earlier, when you eventually subscribe to any of these platforms and you invest in them and you start to make some serious money, please do remember me and Ronke, because you heard it first here. And also you can take our names to the bank. I mean, to like Agris Lansdowne. So I can tell you my own company. If you need financial advice, you want to know whether, okay, this is something you can go to. Ronke would, I mean, she would show you a few things. But if you're looking for financial planners, that you want people to help you plan your your own finances for the next 10 years, 5 years, whatever it is, you can reach out to me and I will link you up with my company. I don't get anything from it. I mean, I work my company as an employee, but also as a partner. I just say that I partner with them. So their success is my success. So yeah, and this is all about us doing fine, doing well. A lot of people have money that we spend just anyhow, money that we can put into something that would generate. You said earlier that your definition of investment is absolutely fantastic. You know, anything you put money into and you expect a return from. So buying those expensive designer bags and shoes and all, well, yes, we'll still buy them, right? But buy, as my friend would say, after you've invested, you know. Invest, that you can buy those things. And what more about, you know, why you don't let your investments buy those things for you as opposed to you buying with your own money? I know it's easier said than done, but it is very possible and it requires a lot of discipline. Ronke, thank you so much. You see, Sister Nikki, definitely you have to carry me along. I don't know where you live. I'll come and find you there. So you have to carry me along. Thank you so much, Ronke. Thank you. This has been absolutely fantastic. This is what happens on Conversations with BibbyJ. Every time we don't want it to end, you know, because you just keep going and going. As Ronke said, she has a video coming up on Monday on our YouTube channel. So if you follow our Instagram account and also our YouTube channel, you will get notified if you open up your notification. So you'll get that as soon as it comes out. Watch it, subscribe to our channel, and you can reach out to her as well for any further information that you might have. And also remember, she has a masterclass coming up again in April. So you should say April the 9th, the 10th of April. I think
yes, the first Saturday in April.
So yeah,
and every 2 months after that, I have an investing masterclass.
Exactly. So she has investing masterclass. I would say that even if it's £200 you have that you want to invest in or something, you just go, you just never know with this thing. At least take an action from all that you have heard tonight. That is the key thing. You know, if you're already doing something, that is fantastic. If not, you can start where you are. She did say to us, someone asked a very valid, very, very good question about when can you start? Is it too late to contribute into SIP and all of that? It is not late. You can start wherever you are. So don't delay. Please, all I would like to ask you all is for me to hear things like, oh, that conversation with Bibi and Ronke that night saved my life on this thing. You know, I was able to do XYZ. And that for me, that is the value. That is the value. It's not just talking about it, it's actually making it happen, taking an action. So I personally am going to look into the real estate investment trust, because that's for me. As I said, I only heard about it on this call. I'm already into real estate and joint venture. I mean, I asked about joint venture because I'm part of a joint venture, but there is any other thing that comes, if it works with my aligns with my goal and my objective for later years, absolutely. So thank you all so much for joining tonight. God bless you. Ronke, thank you again. We have to do this again, you know. We have to come back again to let people tell us what they have done from this. So thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely evening and lovely weekend as well. My love to the girls and their dad, and we will see you soon. I mean, my daughter is already like, oh gosh. Well, I told you she's in class. So anyway, at some point we'll get our play dates again. So thank you so much. Yeah, Bimbo, I'll send the YouTube link to you. I'll send it. I put
it in the comment section.
Yes,
already.
at Ronke Odewumi, yes. So at
Yes.
Ronke Odewumi.
And I'm quite easy to find on YouTube, on Twitter, on all the platforms. It's the same thing.
You cannot miss her. She has this yellow, very bright yellow color that is going on for her. It is up as in like you cannot miss it. You cannot miss it. So follow our pages. You'll be glad you did. So thank you all, everyone. God bless you. Ronke, thank you so much. So this is the time that it's so difficult for me to say bye-bye. But anyway, for me, they all know me. I can keep going and going and going and going. But I know that you need to attend to your girls. So yeah, I'm happy for you to go now. Thank you so much, Ronke.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
All right. Good night.
Soon. All right. Good night. Have a good night. Yeah. Bye. All right, guys. Thank you so very much. I believe that was fantastic. I honestly say, for me, I am very rich. So this is, people that know me, they know that I am very rich, because with the words of my mouth, oh God, remember my mind travel earlier today. Remember those places I traveled to. I'm not cheap at all. So this money has to come, you know, it has to come. So I don't mind delaying my gratifications at the moment, you know, just to get those things right. As I said, for the younger ones, you still have a lot of opportunity that you can make use of. You know, any money that you spend, people will tell you, oh, buy expense. I bought a bag. I still regret returning that bag anyway, but I'm still going to buy the bag. I know Ronke said your designer bag is not your investment. It's quality purchase. Yes, I'll put it down as my quality purchase. But you know, the main thing is you buy when you have already invested. You know that at least to an extent, the later years or your family later years, it's all kind of looked after. So whatever it is that you do right now, it's more of, okay, I am a big fan of enjoy life as you go. Do not delay. Enjoy the fact that, oh, I'm going to wait until 10 years time before I start to travel, if traveling is your thing. You know, what about working with what you have at the moment? So split that. Okay, I'm going to invest this, I'm going to use this on because you still need to look after yourself. You still need to make sure that from within you are satisfied. You don't feel like you're losing anything or you're missing out on anything. You know, I say that for you all know I'm a woman of faith. No one guarantees us tomorrow. You know, the fact that we have the opportunity to see tomorrow doesn't mean that it is guaranteed. So whatever it is that you want to do today, if it's traveling, you like to travel, you want to travel 10 times in a year, like I want to. If it's only one time a year, you can do it. Do it that one time in that year. Enjoy it and be happy you did. Then move on. Invest, 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 invest. You cannot overinvest. This is, and please, as I said before, it is not about how much you have. You know, it is not about how much you can put together. It is just about what you are putting, that little £5, £10, £20. So all this, like I used to do, well, I only did this like contribution, like when they do a job, like you give money to some people and then you collect at the end of the month and everything. And I said, I'm not even, yes, Biola, thank you. My makeup is on fleek, right? I'm trying. I'm trying. I thought I would be needing a makeup artist soon, but I think I can still cope. So yeah, thank you. So sorry. Yeah. So yeah, I was saying, yes, so I was saying about like the contribution thing, the adult thing that people do. And as much as that is good, people say that it helps you to save, right? It helps you to save. That is true. The adult helps you to save. But if you think about everything that Ronke said tonight in terms of what you can invest in. So imagine you contributing £500 to somebody, keeping it in their account for you every month, and then maybe you don't collect until like March or April or May or June or July, whatever it is. But that money, imagine you put that money, that £500, into a stocks and shares, whatever investment somewhere, even if it only gives you £5 in return, that is still something. That is an addition to your own money, to your capital. Unlike when you give it to someone who just collect from every single person, put it together, and then give it to one person at the end of the month. I mean, I'm not saying that doing a job is bad. It is good for what it is. Well, I mean, to each its own, right? But I just feel like if you can get into investment, you can get into well, I mean, Ronke said she doesn't really encourage trading, so I wouldn't say trading, but I do trading every now and then when I remember to do so. If you can get into that, why would I put my money into someone's account to just stay there for 1 month or for 2 months or for 3 months? I'll put that money into some shares, buy some shares. I mean, I say that for the days that I remember to do, like to trade as a trader, some days I make 200 and something pounds, other days I've made nothing. And sometimes, I mean, even right now, I still have some holdings somewhere that are in negative. But I'm not in a hurry for them, because I don't put money that I need today into investment because I don't want to have to be chasing after it. So that will be all from me tonight. So thank you so much. Yes, Biodun, the makeup is getting better every time. I think, well, the makeup has the life of its mind of its own, to be honest, because some days it just works, other days it just doesn't. If I have my way, I would come without makeup. So thank you all so much. I had a spontaneous conversation last weekend. I think it was. I did. It was so good. It was so good. It was on a Saturday night like this. I finished the show then, and then just came live on Instagram, went live, and I got Laulu to join me live. She was in bed. That was fantastic. That was so good. And we spoke about our book club, that she did. Now she knows how we roll. She says the countdown begins. You see, you're learning. She knows that's what's gonna happen. She knows that's what's gonna happen. The countdown is going to start now. Hey, sis, for me, you see, we're just going off now. We've been on here for a while. So yeah, so we discussed our book club that she launched on last week Friday. And also I had Biola join me on live as well. And we just talk about, people just being you, just do you understand? Don't let anyone give you a slate to work from. If you're authentic, I say, if anything I tell you, I can bring my evidence to show you. For people that know me closely, they know that I'm an open book. I don't follow trends. I don't really do all of those things. I just do what I'm comfortable with, and don't let anything hold you back. You don't let anyone make you feel like you're less of yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You can start from wherever you are. Laulu joined from bed. She didn't have any makeup on. She was in her PJs. That for me was like, wow, well done. So we had that and it was so good. So I said, going forward, every now and then I will just jump on live and I'll have random conversation. So I would title it as Spontaneous Conversation, and whoever is interested can come and join me live and we can just discuss anything. So it might just be whatever you're working on that you want people to know about, or there is something that you're selling, or a product or a service that you provide and you want people to know about it. You can have it. So already I feel like, you know what, maybe I want to just invite someone to come up now and just talk. I don't know if anyone is up to it. I can still go on for now, because I think I really feel good and feel great that we had this conversation for this time. So my next conversation, as you all know, it's going to be in 2 weeks' time. And it would be on something that is absolutely great. I mean, I know this is money. We've spoken about money investment today. So we're not going to be talking about that for a bit, because we don't want to overflog it. But the next conversation I'm having it with a very, very lovely friend of mine. I mean, I've only known her not for a very long time, but she's an amazing individual. And she's going to be talking about, the journey in fertility. And she works in that sector. So we're still working on what everything will look like. But just look out for that conversation. It will bless you. It will bless you. If you know anyone who's waiting on the Lord for the fruit of the womb, or who has gone through any sort of fertility issues and all, that is a conversation for them that they don't want to miss. So there's a lot in our community that we sit on. We don't really come out to do what we need to do. We need to stop that. This is 2021. 2020 has taught us that nothing lasts forever. So we need to make sure that we keep going. We do what we need to do. We don't waste our lives. We don't waste our time on things that are they're not necessary. So Biodu, I don't know about you cooking live, because if you're cooking live, that means we'll be on the live thing for 10 hours, or I don't know. So yes, request. So I think for everyone, thank you so much. Thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you. I am so grateful. Please, as I said, go and follow Ronke or Dewumi. And if you're on this conversation, you're not following me already, I mean, this is the kind of thing that you'll be missing. So you might want to follow me as well. So yeah, thank you. Honestly, but Bimbo, I'm glad you joined as well. I'm glad to see that you joined. So I hope it has blessed you all. So right now, whoever wants to request to come on board with me, let's go. I'm happy to go on for another 10-15 minutes. So do you want to share something with us? Is there something that you want to share, or something that you're doing that you want everyone to know about? Please. Yeah, so I think our topic for next week, for next 2 weeks, not next week, upper week, is something that is so great. I mean, it's just breaking the silence on all of this journey. So she says I should invite Toyi. She should send me an invite. Just send me a request to join me, and I'll bring you up. So you see, this spontaneous conversation. So we've had the one that we came out for, and if you missed it, please do watch the replay of this conversation when I save it on my page. Honestly, it is loaded. It is loaded. No matter where you are in terms of your investment journey, it is something that every single person should watch and take one or two things from. So yeah, whoever want to join me on stage, please come on, send me a request. Let's do this. If not, I'm happy for us to count down like we always do, because Laulu knows the drill. She knows that we can count down anytime from now. So, and for those that missed my mind travel earlier today, it was great. I traveled to the best part of the world, so it's just something that I really loved. I was meant to be somewhere, and then I found myself in another place, but it was interesting. So you can watch the beginning of this conversation, and you will see all that there. So Toyi says, I'm talking about random talk, or not right now, babes. Yes. All right. So I think we can call it a night now. We can call it a night. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. I have really enjoyed this conversation. I've said this more than 10 times already. So far. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so very much. I think I can't do this without you. Thank you for always showing up. Thank you for joining every single time. You know, it is important. As I said, this platform is not just for me to bring people that I know. It's also for you that I don't know, that you're doing something really good and you want people to know about, for you to come on here as well. So this is a platform to help people showcase the good, great stuff that they're doing. So if you're one of those people, please reach out to me. Let's have a conversation about what you're doing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lalutse. 7. Yes, we're counting down. Yes, thanks, Biodun. Thank you, thank you. You all make it worth it, because for every time you show up, you make all the effort worth it. As you all know, I am very busy, but I still show up regardless. So, and it's because I know that you all show up. So thank you so much for showing up. Lalu, are you slowing down in your countdown? Because you've said 7 since, and I've not seen 6. So we count down because I have some lovely ladies that will refuse to drop off this call unless we count down, or I end the live. And it's just for me, it's just a thing. I just found it rude, that I can still see. I mean, there's still about 17 people on this live. And I'll just say, okay, all right, bye, end the live. I just feel like, no, okay, let you guys drop off. So this is the time that you can drop off, let's start counting the numbers out. Oh, great. I'm glad you are, Bumi. I'm glad you are invigorated. I am glad. Thank you, Faye. Thank you. Thank you, Biola 6. Lalu, please don't say 6.4 now, please. Yes. Okay, yes. Put me a call. Yes, let's go. Are we going live? Are you coming live? Do you wanna see people are doing 5.5? Oh my god. How long? See, people we still have 17 people on this live. We want to end 5.1. This is our countdown. Oh my goodness, ladies, you're something else. So 4 point now. I think we're getting there. 4.9. So we're almost. I'm not chasing you out of my house. I mean, if you want to chill like this, I don't want to be the only one talking. I want if someone else wants to join me, please join me and we can keep talking. 4.8, Caroline. I love you all. Thank you so much. 2.5. Well, we're almost there. So this is saying thank you all so much. This is what Instagram has done, right? They let us go over an hour now, so we can just keep going. Before now, last year we were always like, oh gosh, so much time. Oh yeah, I've got some more requests to join me. I've got the one and only Fumi Eko joining me live. She is another amazing. Hey sis, all the way from America, guys. So she's joined. How are you doing? So
I'm fine.
I don't know if you guys know her. So she's Fumi Eko. She is an on-air personality. She used to be in Nigeria. I mean, I used to know her from Nigeria as a very popular TV person. She was always on TV, and she has this thing on communication series that she does on her page. So I think you guys will love it, because she talks about different tips on communication. Sometimes we think we're talking, but we're not. You're just there. She even tells you about how you should look when you're talking to people and how your face should be and all of that. These are great tips. Great tips, guys. So you want to follow her on Instagram and just see all the beautiful work that she's done. Sis, how are you doing? So glad to have you on here.
I'm good. And yes, we are all famous. That's true. Adventure management, we are all famous because we all do unique things, and we stand out in our own right. But I enjoyed the show, and it was very educative. Finances and women sometimes don't mix, but we're mixing now.
We are, yes, we are.
We're mixing
now. We don't even have a choice. We have to, yeah.
It was fantastic. I always enjoy your shows. I just wanted to pop in and say, well done.
Oh, thank you. You see, this is the thing. It's like, when I say that, I wish I could just put this as, okay, this is now the spontaneous conversation again. But this is the beauty of it. You see, the beauty of it. Some of the guys on here tonight didn't know about what you do. And a lot of us, I mean, you focus so much on communication. For me, it is key. I talk a lot. as you probably know by now, I talk a lot. Sometimes I'm even saying something, I'm not hearing what I'm saying. Do you know? Maybe it's later that I would then be like, oh, all right, I really said
Yeah.
that. Okay. You know, and your videos that I've watched, it's like you just break it down to give us that focus. Like I'm talking to you now. I'm not trying to preempt what you're going to say next or not. I am listening actively. You know, all the nuggets that you share, guys. If you're into, in fact, forget it. In this life, whether you're a teacher, a doctor, a lawyer, a whatever, anything, even if you're a housewife, mom, homemaker, right? You need communication skills.
We all communicate, yes.
And that is the thing. We all communicate at different levels. So what she does, all her videos are fantastic. They are fantastic.
Thank
In fact, they are
you.
videos that you can even get your children to watch as well, you know, so
Thank
that
you.
you can catch them young. So well done to you, sis. Well done.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. God bless you.
God
Guys,
bless
I
you
hope
too.
you go and
Thank you
follow
so
her.
much.
Please go and follow her and let her know that you've come from BB, okay?
Thank
you so
you.
much. So good to see you.
All right,
Have a
darling.
good day. Well, it's a day on your own hand, yeah, but yes. Enjoy. See you soon. All right,
Bye.
sis. Bye. Oh, is Bumi coming live? That would be interesting. That would be interesting. Bumi, oh yes, Bumi, you should come live. Come on. You should come live. Yeah, you should come live. You know? Okay, so I've got Biola. Oh my God. All right. We might as well just call this our party. This is party, you know. Biola, what happened? Why did you decline? Our handle is Fumi Echo at Fumi Echo. It's very simple handle, very simple handle at Fumi Echo. The handle of the of Ronke that we had the conversation with on investment is at Ronke or Dewumi. Bumi, yeah, right. You're going to bed. Okay, well, I hear you. You're going to bed. That's not true. Biodu, yes, Biodu, you should also come in as well. You know, let us hear what you're doing. You're all doing fantastic stuff. You know, you're doing great stuff. And it's just those things that we don't get to hear about as often as we should. So as I said, don't forget my next conversation. It is on fertility. It is breaking down breaking the silence around infertility and fertility issues. There are people who are going through so many different challenges in the space of trying to get pregnant, whether for the first time or second time or the third time or for the fourth time, for different reasons, and they are not sharing, or that they're not even aware of what is out there for them. So I have this great guest who is ready and loaded, to talk to us about that. So, all right, guys, I think come and with Lulu. What's that, Biola? I come okay, yes. It would be an amazing topic. Oh yeah, fantastic. It would be. You can relate to that. You can definitely relate to that. So yeah. So making a date with me and my next guest. I'm not giving her name yet. So you watch out for the flyer when it comes out. Okay. So thank you all so much. God bless you. It is almost 9:30, which is going to take us to 2 hours on this conversation. My goodness, Bolanle, you can talk. All right. So I think we're doing well. This is 11 people right now. So let's count down. Laulu, don't give your job to another person. Please. Can we start? 1.0, yes. And once I see 0, and that will be the end of it. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a lovely week ahead. Hope you enjoy your Saturday evening. I'm going to go actually watch my Korean movies. I'll tell you about that some other time. That is something I just got into recently. I'm regretting it, but you know when you love and you don't want to leave it. So yeah. So oh yeah. So Bella says, please, can you go and come back live? Oh Lord, I can come back to have a spontaneous conversation. I can do that. I just need to get a drink. I don't even think I've had anything to drink. So please go and come back. Okay, let me see in the comment section that you want me to go and come back live. If you want, Laulu wants to show a book. Yay! Laulu wants to show a book. Okay, so I'm gonna go now. Go now, save this, and I'll come right back. Yeah? Is that a yes? Yes, 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 yes. If I see one yes, then I'll go. All right, cool. That's fine. So I'll go now, save this live, and then I'll come back for our spontaneous conversation. Okay. See you guys soon. Thank you all. Bye.